you will get a quiz session where you will get a exciting surprise for you. There will be a exciting surprise for you, and our team members will provide you the link of the quiz after the session. And so before starting the session, I would like to mention here, if you have any queries or any doubt during the session, you can put your doubts on the given chat section. And that's all for now. So let us start the session. I will share my screen first. I think my screen is visible to all of you. All right.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. All right. So let me present this screen. And okay, so here it is, introduction to Git and GitHub. Before starting the session, I would like to mention here, don't go away, like don't go away between the session, because once you go away, you will not and going to understand what is version control and what is Git. And because the Git commands are so creepy, and until you do not practice, you do not get to get your hands on, right? So this agenda is gonna be 1.5 hours and session time frame with some of your questions. We will be discussing about it, and that's all you will see. So our agenda will be what is version control. You will get to know about what is version control, how it works, and introduction to Git, because Git is a version control system. Git is a distributed version control system. And after that, you will get to know about what is the use cases in everyday life of Git. And Git flow, basically you will know about what is the workflow of the Git, how it works, what is the working of the Git. And after that, we will first install the Git in our local machine. Like if you're working with the Windows, Mac, or Linux, everything, there will be some sort of commands that you can install Git on your particular system. And after that, we will jump into the Git commands, and there you will create repositories. There you will pushing repositories, and there are so many stuff. So we're gonna be discussing about it. And after that, we will jump into the introduction to GitHub. That is basically a cloud hosting platform, and GitHub is basically a cloud hosting platform. And there are so many cloud hosting platform like Bitbucket and GitLab, etc. Right? So we will be particularly working on GitHub, and then there we'll host our projects, and we will collaborate with other developers around the world by pushing or pulling the request, right? And that's all about this session. And let us see. This is the first image. I think you can guess what the image is showing us. So basically, here a person deletes his history, delete his manuscript, and you can say a document he has deleted from his system. And what after that, he accidentally deleted, and he don't have any version control. That means he don't have any history of that particular file. So how he can restore that? So basically, a version control system is something like, you can say, a history, where you can track the history of a particular document or history of a particular file or directory. All right. So version control system is nothing but a system that keeps record of all the changes of your system. Right. If you're working with a particular file or a particular directory, you can actually track all the changes of that particular directory. You can you can track what are the changes has been done with that particular project. And let's assume that you are working with a team and you are working with a project, and there are three teams working parallelly, and you are working with that particular application. And what happens, you are working with the let us assume that you are working with front end part, and your friends are working with design part, and some others are working with the backend and API part. All right. So what happens, someone has pushed a commit. I will not use a commit here. Someone has pushed a file, and that file has crashed the application. How you can actually track who has pushed the file, who has stored that file in that particular application, that my application has been crashed? How you can actually track that? So there comes version control, right? who basically version control. What version control does is system that keeps record of your all changes, whether your team members are doing those changes in that particular file or not. These changes can be tracked with version control system. So it has commits, branches, and you can actually changes the code in the particular directory or particular project you are working with. And there will be a backup and restore, right? Like you have deleted the file in that particular project or in that particular application, so you can restore that file again. All right, so this comes under version control system. So the other feature of the version control system is real-time synchronization. Like you are working with the particular application, you can actually work with parallelly with other developers around the world. So this is the real-time synchronization. They are actually pushing the file with that application. If they are working with front-end part and you are working with design part, you both can work with parallelly, right? So this is the version control system where you can actually track all the changes of that particular file, or you're working with a particular project or application. This is all about version control system. Let us discuss more deeply with that. So let us assume that if you're working, if you are installing an application from Google Play Store. So you install a version one of, let us assume you have installed application like uh, Facebook, right? So you all know what is Facebook as, and you know how to install Facebook from Google Play Store. So you have installed an application of version 1.0 and you are previously working with, and what happens? You got a notification of that particular application, that you got another version of that particular application. How you my question is, after some time you get notification on that particular application for update. So once you update, do you lost your previous data or not? I think you will say no, just because version control, there comes version control that keeps all the that keeps changes, that keeps track all the changes of that particular application, and you don't lost your data. All right, so this is the version control system where all the data remains unchanged, and our new features, our additional features works parallelly with that extended application. And I think till now you don't have any doubt. If anyone have doubt, you can ask me. I think everyone can hear me, and the doubt has been clear. Okay, so okay, so this is all about version control system, and this is the concept of version control system. All right, so we need to practically see how version control system works, and there is any application or there is any software where we can actually work with version control system. Yes, of course, there is Git. So here comes Git. Git, what is Git? Git is a version control system, distributed version control system that facilitates activities of your laptop or desktop, and you are working a particular application. So Git is created by Linus Torvalds in 2005, and it is the one of the most popular version control system ever created. So like Git, there are so many version control system like Vim editor, and I cannot guess more about it. So what Git provides us, it provides a collaboration real time with other developers, as we have discussed in version control. So what are the features of this Git? So Git provides us a feature of repository. So we will discuss about it, what are the repositories, and it provides you the feature of commits. It provides you the time synchronization distribution, and you can actually merge commits. You by merging commits means you can collaborate with other developers. So the code they are pushing in your application, you can merge all those commits, you can merge all those codes in your application. All right. So I think we should have to discuss what is repository. So inside the Git provides us a feature of repository. So just like assume that you are creating a directory in your local system or local computer, local machine, right? So you make a folder. So that folder, inside that folder, you create a file name .txt or any file, music or video or anything, any kind of file. So what happens on that particular file? What operation you can do? You can actually do four operations. CRUD operation. I think you have studied about CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. So you can actually create the file and you can actually read the file, you can delete and update the file. Same as a repository is a system, a file system where your all project files or all code base will be hosted. So in that terms, in the terms of Git, what are repositories? A repository is repository is a file system which can be tracked with using Git. All right. So all these files have operations like CRUD. So you can actually add the commits. You can actually update these files. You can actually delete these files. So when you are creating the files, you are actually committing that. I think okay, so the time synchronization and distribution will be also there, and you can actually merge the commit. We will first see how Git works, and you have to first install the Git from. I think you can install the Git from Git SCM downloads. SCM downloads. Just go to the link gitscm.com/downloads. So here it is the software created by Linus Torvald in 2005 basically. So there is three options: Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. On the basis of your operating system, you can download it, and I have downloaded already. So once you download it, you will see two options will be there. First is Git GUI here and Git Bash here. All right. So what your task is, just go to Git SCM downloads and install the Git. I think I will provide you the link of you can go there and download the file. Once you will download, you will actually see that there are two options will be there. First is Git GUI here and second is Git Bash here. So once you do that, let me know and we will proceed with the other application, other slides of that particular repository. I think you have already installed. Yeah, you can download Git from command line interface. You can also do that, and I think this can be done by. You can go with that. You have available. I can't remember the command. Okay, okay. So once you have downloaded the Git, what you have to do, just go to Git Bash here, and I think my screen is visible to all of you. Zoom that. Just go to the command git double dash version. So you will actually see what version you are using right now. So it will actually show you whether you have installed Git or not in your system, right? So once you have downloaded the Git, you will we will proceed with the commands. And so first thing what we'll do, we will be discussing what are the repository. Repository is just like a file system where all the operation of CRUD like create, read, update, and delete operation can be made. So what we have to do first, we will create, because we are working with Git, we are working with local machine. All right. So once we will jump into the GitHub, we will be working with remote repositories. So we will discuss about this later. So first we will create a repository, not repository, we will create a file system or file directory. So we mkdir, and let's say dsc igdtu, right? Okay. So we have created a folder here. You can see that we have created a folder, and what we have to do, we will just go to that folder by, okay, so we have come into that particular folder, and we will create a file. Like, let's assume that you are working with that particular application, dscigtw, right? So we will track all these changes. We will work with all the Git commands here, and let us create a file, attendees.txt, right? So we have created a file attendees.txt, and we will make particular directory, right? And we will save that file. So what we have did till now, have created a directory named dscigdtw, and we have created a file. We have created a file attendees.txt, and once we have created the file, we have made changes in that particular file. So can you track the changes what we have did till now? Can you track the changes? No, just because this is not a Git repository. So make it Git repository. To make it Git repository, what we have to do, we have to initialize that particular directory. So how we can initialize that? Git init. So once we do that, you can see there is nothing changed. There is, the file has been already in it, and there is not any change we have did, but it is saying initialized and empty repository. So let us see how it is working. So once you will go to hidden items, you will see there is a hidden folder named .git, and it
Excuse
actually
me.
provides you, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, attendees are like quite beginners, and it's becoming a little fast for them.
Okay. So I think, okay, for sure. So I think you all have downloaded, the Git, but okay, we will start from begin. We'll start from that. So what you have did, yeah, sure. So what we did, we have created a directory named dscigtw in your local system. All right. I think okay, it's still downloading. We cannot do with that because we have to cover all the things in a given time span. All right. So okay, so once you have downloaded Git, what you have to do, git/version. Once you do that, you will actually see there is a version of 2.29, and on the basis of my system we have installed with that. Okay, I think the chat section would be out there, but we cannot con interact with that. Okay, so okay, so once you have downloaded the Git, what you have to do? Just do git double dash version, and you will actually see the version. Okay, so version not found. Version not found. So you have not installed Git. Okay, I think I will demonstrate you how it is working actually. Once you go there, you will download the Git, and once you download the Git, it will actually download it here. Okay, let me And once you download the Git, it will show you some steps like next, 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 and just put the path. And there will one more part will be here to add the Git in your default path. Okay, so you can do that easily just by putting checkbox. I think once you download, you can put the git version command, and it will show you whether your application had been installed or not. Let me open this. You can actually make the dsc dow or any kind of folder, you name it. You can rename it. Okay, so you can rename it, and not you can create the folder any directory. Okay, another drive, yes, you can create for sure. So once you do that, you will just, it is already installed, that's why it is showing me. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, all the errors are coming like my all the errors are coming like git's command is not working. You have to just install like that. You can install like that. Once you install, because we don't have much time to demonstrate all these things here, but we will for sure. Okay, once you install the Git, it will show you whether you have a particular version or you installed on your system or not. So you can do that by git double dash version. Okay, so now we have installed Git 2.3.2.30, and once you installed the command, you can see the command is working right now. Okay, so we will launch Git Bash, and once it will be launched, it will look like this. And if you will type git double dash version, you will see our version has been updated. So this is also a version control system. We have not lost our previous data, and we have updated our previous version, right? So this is also a version control system. So we have, what we did, we have installed git in our particular system, and after that, if we will do git version, it will show you the version of that particular software. Okay, so we will discuss. Okay, so what do you do with we will go to the desktop, or you can go desktop. Default directory will be desktop. We will be creating a folder on desktop. You can create any directory in any drive. All right, so just go to that, go to psc igdt. All right, so we have created a file. If you will see ls will show you the list of all the files included, all the files inside that particular directory. So you will see attendees.txt will be there. So once we have made this repository, we have made this file system. So what we have to do, we have to convert this file system into a git repository. How you can do that? Git, just by going git init. This command will convert your default file system into a git repository. So once you do that, it will uh, it will show you initialize an empty directory. If you are doing for first time, it will show you initialize empty directory. For me, it is showing that reinitialize existing repository. Right now, this file has all the functionalities of version control provide. All right, so let us go back, and this file is now here. and we have made the changes like hello everyone. All right, so this is all about this particular file. So first command we have discussed is git init. So to convert any file system into a git repository, to make a file system into a git repository, what you have to do, git init. So it will initialize a git command. Okay, so after that what you have to do, you have to check the status whether what the file has been inside. So it is showing that it is an untracked file. Now this file is untracked, it cannot be tracked, because let us come to the slide and we will show you the working of git, how git actually works. So you can see we are working right now in local system or local machine. So here are three checkpoints. First is working directory, second is staging area, and third is local repo, right? So working directory means you are actually working with current repository, you are working with a dsc igdtow, and this is our current repository, and it is showing you a red file, means it is untracked. Untracked means you cannot track all the changes you have made in this particular file. So this is untracked file, and that's why that's why it is on working directory. To make this file into staging area, how you can do that? Git add. Simply just do git add space dot. So once you do that, this file will be go into the staging area. And what is a staging area? Staging area basically a checkpoint where you have to make decision whether you want to make any changes in that particular file or not. Once you do that particular changes in that particular file, you can push that file into a local repo. So now this file will be here, and you cannot make any changes here. That's why staging area is so important thing here. And let us we are working with working directory, so we will first move that particular file into staging area. How you can do that? Just do, let us clean this command, just do git add space and dot. Once you do that, you can check the status of that file. So now this file is in green color, it means you can actually track this file. All right, so now this file is in staging area. So what you have to do, if you want to make any change in that particular file, you can do that for sure. Let us add some changes in that particular file. Let us add dscigdtu, right, and control s. So now you can see, if you will see git status, you can see the file has been modified. It means the file recently has been modified and it is in working directory, not in staged. Stage is this, just because it is in green color, it means the file has been in stage position. So what you have to do to make this in a stage position, how you can do that? Git add space dot. So once you do that, let us check the file again. Now you can see that the file is now staged. All right, so what we have discussed, we have discussed three commands. First is git init. We have initialized an empty repository. We have initialized an empty repository, and we have added these file into repository to the staging area, that is git add space dot. Till now, if anyone have doubt, you can ask me your questions. Okay, so if you don't understand what we are doing, you can actually get the recording of this session after end of the session. Till now, if you, okay, till now, if anyone have doubt, you can ask me, right? So okay, so till now we have did git init, and after that we have did git add and space dot. This will move our particular file into staging area, and after moving this file into staging area, we are now in local repo. So we are in staging area, we have to move this particular file into local repo. How you can do that? you can just push that file into local repo. So you can do that by git commit /m, and in inside double quote you can type your descriptive message. So how you can do that? Git commit #m means your message you wanna type. So we so this let us type any message you want to. We have initialized an repository. All right. So once you do that, you can see our file is now staged. Our file is now committed. Our file is now in local repo. So you can track all the changes by git log. You can see the history of what we have by git log. You can see commit. This is a commit. So what is commit? Commit is basically a synopsis. That a synopsis. Once you saved your file, and once you saved your file, you need to commit. You need to commit means you have a synopsis of that particular file you are working with, and you have to push that file into a commit. That commit is a particular synopsis with author and date, means timestamp, and all the file. This is a SHA code that a file contains. So this is a synopsis of that particular commit you have did earlier. All right. So how we can do that commit? Git commit /m, and we have to type our message. All right. So if we will check git log in one line, you can also do that. So you can see were initialized with first 9 characters of that particular commit, and we will see what is branching. This is called branching. Head is currently on master, so we have initialized a repository with one commit. So we have one file, that's why it is one commit. We will make changes. Let us make a change. Let us delete that. Let us delete that change, and let us control S. Okay, so once you do that, let us check the status of that particular file. You can see our file has been modified. All right, so our file has been modified. Now it is in working directory. To make it to make this file into a staging area, how you can do that? Git add paste dot. Okay, so you will see, once you will see the status of this file, you can see actually the file is now in green color. That means the file is now uh, stage. Okay, so let us clean this commands. Okay, so if we'll check, sorry. Okay, so now you can see that our commit is now in master, and if you will do that git log, you can see we have recently committed one file. That means if you delete a file, if you update a file, it will count as a commit.
Sorry to interrupt you again.
Yeah. Okay.
Please see the doubts we have in chat box.
Okay.
Once,
Sure.
like, if this
Okay.
much
So
is
what
understandable,
you
उसके
do?
बाद हम आगे जा सकते हैं थोड़ा सा. Like,
For sure. For
yeah,
sure.
thanks.
Okay. Can you show how to use Git in it again, please? Okay. So I will come to the first query here. Can you show the git bash where you used a command? So git bash is basically a CLI, command line interface, that git provides by default. So once you installed git in your particular system, whether you are working with Linux, whether you are working with Windows or Mac operating system, it will give you a feature of CLI, command line interface. So basically a git bash is a command line interface where you will be working with version control system or working with the GitHub, and all the commands around the world in computer history you can work with that. All right, so what do after installing, so once you install the git, what you have to do, you have to create a directory. You can create a file, you can just create a file by new command or anything with that. And once you create that file, you can actually just take a minute, hold on, I think okay. So once you create that folder, you have to initialize, you have to convert that folder into a Git repository. So how you can do that? Git init. All right. So once you initialize that file, will show you the reinitialize or initialize an empty repository, and after that we will track all these changes with that commands. And I think the recording will be available for you. mkdir cannot create directory, and okay, permission denied. I think you have did not initialize you have not created the path on your default system. You can check your path on the system. Can you show how to use git init again? So this is how we have initialized an empty repository. Okay, let us come to one more question. What is the use of git log? So basically git log, there are two kinds of commands here. First is git status and second is git log. So don't confuse with both of them. Basically git status show you how whether your file which you are working with, whether your file has been tracked or not, whether your file has been staged or in a working directory. That means we are working with that, whether git status will show you where are your commits, whether it is in working directory, whether it is in your staging area, or whether it is in local repo, right? So git status will show you all these. And what git log show? Git log show basically shows you what commit you have did. All right, so who committed that file? So who was the author of that file? What is the time stamp on which time he has committed that file? So all these can be tracked using git log. All right, okay. How to name the repository? So basically repository is nothing but repository is a file system or directory. You can change the name by renaming it, or if you're working with windows, you can just do f11 or sorry, f3. You can do that by resetting your name. I think till now, if anyone have doubt, you can ask me, or otherwise we will proceed with other commands in git. All right. I think till now we have discussed initialize and empty repository. We have staged our file, and now we will see how these commits have this name. Like my uh, author name is code with Dave, and my email. All right. So how we can do that? We will see how we can do that. So to do that, what you have to do, you can config. So just do it config. I request to team members, please write all these commands in the chat section, so it will be available for all the participants. All right. So git config global user and dot name, and your name will be here. So if you will type any name, you will type and do that by this. So once you do that, it will create the author name. So what is the benefit of doing this? So whenever you are working with the team on a particular application, you are actually separating your project. So other can see who has committed the file. So the commits will be associated with your name and with your email, and along with the timestamp you're working with. All right. So the next thing will be git config global user dot email. So here you can type your email, and now you can you have configured your default system with git, and now you can work with git properly. All right. I think the command has been cleared, and you can see the commands here also. Exactly. The name should be your GitHub username. All right. So if you have not created your GitHub, you can go with github.com and you can create. Let me demonstrate that one. You can go and create. Just go to the sign out. If you go to the github.com, you can create your account with default email, and that email you have signed up for GitHub, you can use that email on here to configure your default system. All right. So after doing that, we will jump into the remote repository. We will see how you can commit your own repository, how you can commit your own projects on GitHub. So to do that, just first create a Git account, and just to go to github.com, and go to your profile and go to setting option, and here you will see that there is a SSH and GPG key option. All right, so I will delete the key, and you will see there is not any option in your particular system, right? So just to go new SSH key and click on that, and type any name, whether it is admin or your default system name, anything with that. And what is the key? So basically, the key is SSH key. Key will be SSH key. That is the authentication key, which will allow your default. I mean, if you're working with that particular file, means DCIG to your W directory, and want to host this file into a remote repository, means GitHub. So you have to associate this file with Git. So how you can do that? You have to authenticate the GitHub with your Git system. So Git is a local repository system, local repository, local version control system. And what is Git? GitHub is a remote repository system. All right. So where you can create a repository online. So basically, it is a cloud hosting platform where you can create repository, where you can host your repositories, where you can host all your projects and applications. All right. So once you do that, once you have created the GitHub account, and you will go to SSH key and GPG key on the setting page, and just go and type admin, and we will remain that page until we will create a SSH key for our system. How we can do that? First, we have to write commands like git, I think, yeah, SSH and keygen, that means key generator, RSA. We are actually working with RSA algorithm for creating our SSH key. All right. So dash slash B, and we are working for 096 bytes of that particular key, and that is commit B. All right. So once you write this command, so it will create a SSH key for your system, and we will copy that particular key and will paste on GitHub SSH key, and that's how a remote repository will be connected to your local repository. So let us do that. So now you can see, hold on, I think the command is not working right now, but yeah. So one thing that you have to do, let me clear this. You have typed this command, you have to type your email. Email will be the same for which you have signed up for GitHub, right? So just type your email with which you have signed up on GitHub account, and it will ask you enter the file in which you have to save the key. So by default, it will be used in your default folder. Just go to that folder and we will press enter. So for now it is showing yes, and it will ask you whether you want to enter a passcode. So what is passcode? Whenever you are working with local repository, you have to whether you want to directly push in that commit into report repository, or it will ask you some passcode, just like a phone password, right? You have a smartphone, you are all a smartphone user. You just open your device by passcode, just like that. So for now I will skip that procedure, and it will create a SSH key of 256 bytes, right? So just go to that particular folder and copy the key. So it is located in users lenovo.ssh. We will go to that particular folder, and here it is .ssh folder, and here a file will be idrasa.pub extension file, and just open it with notepad and copy all the key. Copy the key and paste it into key section. Right. So once you paste the key here, you will add this key, and once you add this key, it will be associated with your local system. I think till now, um, let me see. Okay. So what to do after creating account on GitHub? So once you have created account on GitHub, you will see a default page of GitHub, and just go to the setting and go to SSH key and GPG key option, and there you will have to associate your remote repository with your local system. Okay. Okay. I will demonstrate once again. I will demonstrate once again. So just once you have on SSH key page, what you have to do, you have to create key, right? To create the key on your for your local system, just write the command ssh dash key generator space dash t rsa dash b and 4096 bytes of key, and that will be C, and after that type your email, and the email will be same that you have signed up for GitHub, right? Okay, key, you have generated the key, right? You will see it will look like this, right? So just to go to that particular folder, you can see the file will be saved here. You can see the file will be saved on your default folder, like here. So it will be differ for you on your system. It will differ for you. आप लोगों के सिस्टम के लिए डिफरेंट रहेगा, आई थिंक मेरे सिस्टम के लिए डिफरेंट है. Just go to that particular folder, right? After going to that particular folder, you will see a file that is two files will be here. First file will be idrasa, and the second file idrasa, and the extension of that particular file will be publisher, right? So just open this file with notepad, and once you open this file with notepad, copy all the key. Just copy and paste it here on SSH key, right? So we have generated our SSH key page. Just here you will see a key page. There you will paste all the keys and just submit, right? Till now, I think if you have any doubt regarding the generating of the key, okay. So if you, I think some of you are not getting what I am to say, but recording will be available for all of you. You can see what we have did. Just for now, we have what we did. We have created an account on GitHub. We have generated the key to associate our GitHub, our remote repository with local repository, and now it is we can work with local repository and remote repository at the same time, right? Okay. So okay. So the next thing comes here is branching. So you can see here, you can see our folder dscigttu. having a master branch. So what is branch? So to assume you are working with a particular application, you're working with a particular project with your team members, and you are working, if you're working with a particular project, how you can separate your files, how you can separate your own works from others, how you can separate. So there comes branches. So branches are just basically, branches provide you separation of your particular work. So you can see there are branches works just because you are working with a repository. Our default repository always in a master branch. So master branch is a default branch, and for GitHub it is now main branch and master branch, but for your local system it will always a master branch. So you, if you are, let us assume your friends are working with feature 01, so he can create a feature 01 branch, and you are working with feature 2, so you can create feature 2 branch. Once you create the branch, the master folder, the admin of that particular team, you can say the team leader of your particular application who are working with your project. So the team leader will see your file, will see your branch, and will see your work, all the works you have did with your particular file. So he will, if he liked your work, he will merge all these files into master branch. So how this is how a branch works. So how you can create branches? So branches are necessary to expand your workflow, to separate your workflow. If you are working on a feature, you can create the branch of that particular feature so that it will separate your project from others. All right. So you can create the branch, just like I will demonstrate you how to create a branch. For now, it is a default branch, that is master. So now we are working with admin part. That means we are in master branch. So let us list out all the branches. So you can see we are now in master branch and we have not any feature branch. To create a branch, let us add a branch name, git branch. Hmm, add new branch. Okay. Once you do that, if you will check again git branch, you will see there are two branches, master and new branch we have created right now. To check out this branch, so now we have working with our particular application, that is DSC and we have created a file name attendees. Now we want to create a file name speaker, and we want to create a file name speaker on speaker branch. How we can do that? How we can do that? Just create a branch name git branch speaker, and once you do that, you will see there are, let us list out all the branches, git branch. You can see one more branch has been created named speaker. Okay, to check out this branch into Git, so what we have to do, git check out speaker. All right. So now you can see our branch is now switched to branch speaker. So let us clear this out. So you can see now this file is in speaker. All right. And now this folder is in speaker branch. You can see attendees is also here. So let us list out all the files. So you can see our previous version file has not been updated, but we can update all the files in that particular branch. So how we can update? So we will create a folder name. We can create a file name speaker.txt. Once you create the file, you can see one more file has been added named speaker. All right. So okay, so we have created a file speaker. Let us assume that this is a feature. This is a feature of DSCIGDTW. ठीक है? तो इसमें दो चीजें हैं. पहली चीज है attendees and second thing is a speaker. And speaker is a branch. We have added a file name speaker on that particular branch name speaker. All right. So what you have to do? Let us check out on our master branch. So git check out master. So now you can see, hold on, I think this will be So we have created a file in master branch. Okay, and we have created a file in speaker branch. Git branch. So we have three branches right now: master, new branch, and speaker. So let us check out in speaker branch. You can see the file is now checked out into speaker branch, and let us list all the files inside that branch. There are two files, attendees.txt and speaker.txt, and now we are working with that particular application. We want to merge this branch, all the files of this branch, into master branch, just because this is a default branch. So all these branches, all the works of these branches will be merged into master branch. Okay, so how you can do that? You can do that by merge and name. I will name as a speaker. All right. So we will check out to master. Once you check out to master, what you have to do? You have to merge all the commits of speaker branch into master branch. So how you can do that? Git merge speaker. Okay, so now it is showing me that it is already up to date. All right. So I think the file has been already updated with the particular branch, but once you're working with a particular branch, you can check out that branch to your master branch. All right. I think there will be some doubts. Okay, so the first question is, it is showing you key is invalid. You must supply a key in open SSH public key format. Okay, so the how you have created the key, the command we have shown you here is, I think it will be here, name sh keygen dash t. All right, so this will be the command for creating or generating the SSH key. What is the significance of touch? So basically, touch is the command to create any file. You can create any file, right? You want to create a new one .py file. You want to create new .txt file. Any extension of that particular file you can create with touch. All right. So one more question is, how can I check my file has been made? So you can check by ls command. If you have created the file, it will be shown in your particular directory by showing ls command. It will list out all the files available in that particular directory. It is getting more and more complicated. Yeah, I know I cannot cover all these things in one particular session, just because Git is it is not complicated. It is not at all. It is complicated, but it comes with practice. All right, so it comes with practice and it is easy, just a command from just a command things. All right, so don't be so this. Okay, so next question is I go. Okay, so I think I will show you the slide once more again to make you clear that. So you have configured your username, you have configured your email. After that, we are in branch section. Just because you want to separate your works, branches are necessary. And branches, you know what? Branches are most powerful tool in version control system. It is the one of the most powerful tool, one of the most extended feature, you can say. It is one of the most powerful feature of version control system that separates all your work from your default folder. So you want to let us assume that you are working with a particular application. You have created an application, and there are team members. Like there are three team members, and you are working with design part. You have created a logo of that file. So how you will separate your work? You will create a branch name logo, and you will push all that file. You will push all the logos that you have created in that particular branch. named logo. So that will separate all your work, and the team leader of your project will choose whether your file is good for your application or not. So he will firstly check out the branch. He will check out the branch and see your works, all your works you have done. And once he will check out all the works of your particular file, so if he liked that file, he liked all the works you have did, so he will just merge all that file into his master folder. All right, so this is how git branching works. And we can list all the available branches name git branch. And to create a new branch, you can do git branch, and branch name you can create here. All right. Yeah, exactly, it is like just like mysql. Yeah, exactly. So okay, I will jump into the GitHub. I will show you how it is practically working here. So just to go to DSC IGTU, I think I have here. Just to go to DSC IGDTU. I think here it is. You can see the DSC IGTU here. You can see there are so many repositories like cybersecurity, grocery app, one stop help. There are so many applications, and you can see collaborators are here. You can see there are so many collaborators are working with a particular application. All right. So this is how a version control works. Here are your 20 repositories. Here you can create your own repositories, and in repositories you can paste all your works. So you can see currently we are working in master branch, and you can see if you will create a branch, you can you can merge you can merge all your files into that master folder. How you can do that? Just by pulling request. So this is how pull requests work. So this is, you can see a pull request name assignment to, it is also there. Sorry for stalking the DSC-IGT2W, but it is for demonstration purpose. And you can see assignment 2 is a just a demo file, right? So the file has been uploaded with the branch name. Branch name is whether it is branch name 1, right? So branch name 1, and they want to merge this file into master branch. So they have created a pull request, and the team leader of this particular repository will first check out all the files of that particular pull request. And once he liked or they like the file, they will merge with that particular file. All right. So once they will be merged, they will be shown here. All right, so inside that particular, let us assume that DSA is a folder, and if your work will be good, your file will be pushed to that particular folder. So this is how a branch works. And this is also a repository named DSA. And if you know about anything about C++ or you have studied about C++ language or data structure or algorithms, you can create your codes and put your codes here. To do that, just go to code section and copy the SSH key of that particular folder, right? It is the copy button, just click on that. And once you click on that, just go to git bash here and clone the repository. To what it mean of cloning the repository? So basically, cloning the repository means you want to work, you want to contribute that particular repository. So how you can contribute to the particular repository? You just have to fork it. There are two options. So if you're working with remote repository, you can fork it. All right, so once you fork it, it will create a repository on your particular account. All right, so if you will fork it, you can work with that file. Or if you want to work with your local system, right? If you don't have internet connection and you want to work with that particular file, so it will create offline folder for you. So you can do that by clicking on git ssh and copy that file, and just we are in desktop right now, so we will clone this repository in desktop. So just type the command git clone and shift insert. So it will create the folder here, right? Cloning into DSA, right? So you can see now, you can see this, all these files will be available on our local system. You can see this is now created on your local system, right? So now you can add all these changes, you can create the files, and once you create the files, you can push that file, you can commit all those commits on your local system. And I think this is a long part for now, but you can clone this repository on your local system just by going to SSH or HTTP. Both our options are valid. So just go to any particular options and just copy this key and type the command git clone. And once you type the command git clone and paste this key here, once you paste here, this repository will be available offline, means it will be available for you on your local machine. All right. Okay. So the question is, how do I merge two branches? Okay, so you can merge two branches. I will show you the name of that. Okay, so I will tell you the command. You can do that by git merge. Okay. So if you are in master branch and you want to firstly just check out on that particular branch where you want to merge. All right, so I want to merge all the files in master branch, so we will check out into master first. And now which works of the branch you want to merge? I want to merge all the branches of speaker, so we'll type git merge speaker. So once you do that, it will for now it will showing you that not something we can merge, but for you it will work for sure. Okay, so let us create a file. So the next question will be, I think, okay, till now if anyone have doubt, you can ask me the questions. Okay.
If you have any doubts, you can ask now. Otherwise, we'll proceed. Okay, I guess we are done for the session and we can share the quiz with the attendees, right?
Okay, so what is hold on, yeah, for sure. So what is SSH and STP? So basically SSH is encryption, right? You are working with a particular file, you can encrypt that in a in a way. There is a algorithm like RSA algorithm, and there are many algorithms you can study about that in your computer science uh, area, right? So this is all about SSH key. SSH key is a method of encryption a particular file. I think I can make a sense for that particular question. So for now, what you have did, you have studied about a Git version control system. What is version control? How it works? How you can track all the changes on a particular folder, on a particular file. You have authenticate. You have installed Git basically. So you have installed Git. You can initialize, how you can initialize a particular repository, how you can initialize a repository, how you can create a directory. And after that, you have seen how you can how you can work with git commands like git add, staging of particular file, or committing a particular file. And after that, you have studied about we have demonstrated about git branching, how git branch works. And after that, we have created git accounts. Then uh, we have created accounts, GitHub accounts, and we have authenticated our local system with GitHub. All right. Till now, we have covered all these part. And for more advanced Git session, you can request your team members. You can request your team leaders who are working with, and we can cover all these things in our next session. That will be in future for sure.
Why not?
Okay, so what do you mean by keys? So basically, keys are encryption format, a format of method. You can say a method in which you can convert a file into a secret key. A secret means you can ask like you want to encrypt a message. You want to encrypt a message, so no one can understand that, and your friends only can understand that encryption, right? You have an algorithm to encrypt that particular message into a form, and this form will be based on some algorithm. So basically, we have created a SSH key for GitHub authentication, and this SSH key is based on RSA algorithm, and this will create a 4096 bytes of key, and this is how SSH key works. Okay, so for now, just so after this session, you will be provided a link for the quiz, and there will be a quiz, and after participation, this will be a successful participation for you, and you will get some surprise. You can get some swags from GitHub. Kindly fill that form, or if you have any doubts, you can contact me on my LinkedIn profile will be here. You can go to my Linktree profile, Code with Dave, or just ask me any questions for that.
So the quiz link is in the chat box. Kindly give it a try. Like, we don't expect much, but you can give it a try for the like what you have understood from the session. Open till 6 p.m. only. So please don't miss it.